Hollywood is renowned for its glitz and glamour, but behind the scenes, many of its brightest stars have harbored deeply personal and often painful family secrets. Here are some of the most shocking revelations. At the age of 37, Jack Nicholson learned a shocking truth that redefined his understanding of his own identity. For his entire life, he believed that his mother, June, was his older sister. In reality, June had given birth to him at 17 and, due to the stigma surrounding unwed motherhood in the 1930s and 1940s, her parents stepped in to raise Jack as their own. This family arrangement was kept secret, even from Jack himself. It wasn't until 1974, when a journalist from Time magazine was researching a profile on him, that the truth came to light. The reporter uncovered public records revealing June as his biological mother. Nicholson later stated that he took the news well, despite its emotional weight, saying he felt grateful that he had such strong parental figures in his grandparents. The revelation was one of Hollywood's most startling personal stories, highlighting how even the most famous stars can harbor deep and complex family secrets. Rihanna's family story holds a surprising secret that many fans might not know. The global superstar discovered that her father had another family in Barbados, completely unknown to her until later in life. This hidden family included two older sisters and a brother, siblings she had never met or even heard about growing up. The revelation came as a shock, revealing a complex family dynamic beneath the surface of her public life. Despite this unexpected discovery, Rihanna has maintained a close relationship with her immediate family, focusing on the bonds she cherishes. The secret family adds a layer of complexity to her personal history, showing that even celebrities with seemingly perfect lives face complicated family situations. Rihanna's story reminds us that family can be complicated, and sometimes the truth emerges in ways that challenge what we think we know. Her ability to navigate this discovery while building her successful career speaks to her strength and resilience beyond the spotlight. Mariah Carey's family life has been marked by intense struggles and painful secrets, which she openly revealed in her memoir. Despite her fame and success, Mariah's personal history includes dealing with her brother's criminal behavior and her sister's battles with mental health and addiction. These challenges deeply affected her childhood and shaped her resilience as an artist and individual. One of the most shocking revelations was Mariah's account of her sister's violent behavior. She claimed that her sister once burned her with boiling tea. Even more disturbing, Mariah alleged that her sister tried to involve her in prostitution when she was very young. These revelations highlight the difficult environment Mariah grew up in. Far from the glamorous image many associate with her life. Yet, through all the turmoil, Mariah Carey has managed to build a successful career and maintain her strength. Her story is a reminder that behind the spotlight, many celebrities face heartbreaking family struggles that remain hidden from public view. Woody Harrelson's family secret is as dark as it is shocking. His father, Charles Harrelson, was a notorious hitman convicted for the assassination of a federal judge, John H. Wood Jr., in 1979. This murder was one of the first assassinations of a federal judge in the United States, making it a high-profile case. Woody was just 18 years old when the truth about his father's violent past came to light, and until then, he had no idea about the extent of Charles's criminal activities. Growing up, Woody's family life seemed relatively normal, and the revelation was a huge shock. Charles Harrelson was sentenced to 2 life terms in prison, where he died in 2007. Woody has spoken about the emotional turmoil and challenges he faced upon learning about his father's dark legacy, emphasizing how he chose to forge his own path far removed from his father's crimes. This secret highlights the complexity behind the lives of Hollywood stars and the burdens they sometimes carry from their family histories. In 2011, Oprah Winfrey shared a deeply personal family secret. She has a half-sister named Patricia who had been put up for adoption by their mother more than 50 years earlier. For decades, Oprah was unaware of Patricia's existence. The revelation came when Patricia, who had grown up in foster care and had faced many struggles, sought out Oprah later in life. Their reunion was emotional and heartfelt, marking the beginning of a new chapter in both their lives. Oprah has always been open about her own difficult childhood, and discovering a sibling she never knew she had added both joy and complexity to her family story. The two women bonded over their shared history and experiences, despite the years spent apart. This secret highlights how even those with public lives like Oprah can have hidden family stories that only come to light later on. It also underscores the importance of connection and healing, no matter how late it comes. Liv Tyler's family story includes a surprising and deeply personal secret about her paternity. For much of her childhood, Liv believed that her father was the musician Todd Rundgren, who was married to her mother at the time. However, when she was just 9 years old, Liv discovered that her biological father was actually Steven Tyler, the iconic lead singer of Aerosmith. This revelation came as a shock and forced her to re-examine her understanding of her family and identity. For several years, Liv kept this secret private, choosing not to share it publicly as she navigated her complicated feelings. Eventually, the truth became known to the public, and Liv has since spoken about the experience with openness and grace. Despite the initial challenges, Liv and Steven Tyler developed a close relationship over time, bonding as father and daughter. This story shows how family dynamics can be complex and how uncovering hidden truths can reshape a person's life, even for Hollywood's most recognized stars. Armie Hammer's family history carries a dark and troubling legacy. His aunt, Casey Hammer, revealed in a recent documentary that the Hammer family has a long history of abuse and violence that spans generations, beginning with Armie's great-grandfather, the oil tycoon Armand Hammer. Casey spoke openly about the trauma she endured growing up, including witnessing her father's abusive behavior and suffering sexual abuse herself. These revelations have cast a shadow over the glamorous image of the Hammer family, exposing deep-rooted issues that have affected multiple family members. The documentary sheds light on the patterns of dysfunction and pain that have persisted despite the family's wealth and social status. Armie Hammer's rise to fame contrasts sharply with the painful realities his relatives have faced behind closed doors. This family legacy highlights how abuse and trauma can be hidden beneath the surface, even in the most privileged families, and serves as a reminder of the resilience required to confront and overcome such dark histories. In 2008, Jennifer Hudson faced an unimaginable personal tragedy that shook both her life and the public. Her mother, Darnell Donnerson, her brother, Jason Hudson, and her 7-year-old nephew, Julian King, were brutally murdered in a horrific act of violence. The killer was William Balfour, the estranged husband of Hudson's sister, Julia. Balfour was later convicted of the murders and sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. This devastating event left Hudson reeling and temporarily stepping away from the spotlight to grieve and heal in private. Despite the overwhelming pain, Jennifer Hudson gradually returned to her career and used her platform to advocate for victims of violence. In memory of her nephew, she and her sister founded the Julian D. King Gift Foundation to support children in need. Her resilience in the face of such loss has inspired many, showing that even in the darkest moments, strength and purpose can emerge. Jennifer's story is a poignant reminder that fame does not shield anyone from tragedy, but courage and compassion can endure through it. Christina Ricci, known for her dark, edgy roles in films like The Addams Family and Sleepy Hollow, has a personal history that mirrors the complexity of her on-screen characters. Behind her Hollywood success lies a deeply troubled family past. Her father, Ralph Ricci, was described as a failed cult leader who practiced unconventional therapy methods that included primal scream therapy. Christina has spoken about the chaotic environment she grew up in, particularly after her parents' separation when she was a preteen. The divorce was bitter and marked by legal battles, and Christina became estranged from her father as a result. Her childhood was far from stable, filled with tension and emotional turmoil. Despite the difficult upbringing, Christina channeled her pain into her craft, bringing depth and authenticity to her performances. She rarely discusses her father in detail, but the lingering impact of her early family experiences is evident in her work and interviews. Ricci's story highlights how many celebrities carry hidden emotional wounds, showing strength and resilience as they rise beyond their painful pasts to find success and healing. Leighton Meester, best known for her iconic role as Blair Waldorf on Gossip Girl, has a surprising and challenging origin story that contrasts sharply with her glamorous on-screen persona. She was born in a federal prison in Texas, where her mother was serving time for drug trafficking as part of a major smuggling ring. Shortly after her birth, Layton was transferred to a halfway house with her mother before eventually being raised by her grandmother while her parents completed their sentences. Growing up with this difficult family history, Layton faced instability and emotional hardship early in life. Despite these challenges, she remained focused on building a better future. She began modeling as a child and eventually broke into acting, earning critical acclaim for her performances. Layton has spoken publicly about her past, expressing pride in overcoming adversity. She remains private about her family relationships but has emphasized that her childhood experiences gave her strength and perspective. Her journey is a powerful reminder that even in the face of extreme hardship, it's possible to rise above your circumstances and find success on your own terms. Marlon Brando, one of Hollywood's most iconic and influential actors, had a personal life marked by deep turmoil and tragedy. While he achieved worldwide fame for roles in The Godfather and A Streetcar Named Desire, his family life was far more complex and painful. Brando fathered 8 children and adopted 3 more, but his household was anything but peaceful. One of the most tragic events in Brando's life was the suicide of his daughter, Cheyenne Brando, in 1995. She had struggled with mental health issues for years, worsened by a traumatic family event. Her half-brother, Christian Brando, had been convicted of manslaughter for killing Cheyenne's boyfriend in 1990 during a heated argument. Christian served 5 years in prison, and the case brought massive media attention, exposing the family's deep dysfunction. Brando himself was known for being emotionally distant and unpredictable, traits that likely contributed to the instability within his family. Despite his brilliance as an actor, his personal life was haunted by pain, violence, and loss. Marlon Brando's story is a powerful reminder that success and fame do not shield anyone from personal tragedy.